It's Joe Mango here from Platinum List. If this looks like something you want to do, the longest zip line in the world, then make sure you go to platinumlist.net right now. Wish me luck. 3, 2, 1. Let's do this! The most amazing thing I've ever done. I just finished the longest zip line in the world with Torre Verde down here at Jebel Jais. It was absolutely insane. Get your tickets right now, platinumlist.net. It's Joe Mango here from Platinum List, and this is the Jebel Jais Sky Maze. If you want to try it out, go to platinumlist.net right now. If this looks like something you want to do, sat on a bench this high up with that view, platinumlist.net. It is absolutely amazing up here. Can I get some service around here though? Hey, it's Joe Mango here. What are you doing to beat the heat this summer? Not sure? Well, maybe this is for you. If that was a little bit too extreme for you and you want something a little bit more relaxing, maybe kayaking is for you. Let's go. Or maybe stand-up paddleboarding is more your thing. Woo! Let's go. Woo! If you want to try out this insane experience, then make sure you go to platinumlist.net right now.
Hello everyone. Welcome for the 3 days master class. Hey John, hi Praveen, Said. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining this call. I think you did the right decisions, although today we will be talking about decision making, so you already took the right decisions for attending this 3-day course. Before start, let me give you some background about what I'm doing. I have a company called Quantum Results, mainly focusing on management consultancy, where I help individuals, executives, and companies to achieve any results they want. I'm working with the Procter Gallagher Institute as a certified consultant. I've been working for this material for more than 4 years. And literally, this material had changed my life. I've been working for this over the past 4 or 5 years. And I can tell you, I'm always saying now, calm, in charge. I don't care about what is happening around me because I know the strength always coming from inside. Until you start building and recognizing that you are in control, you are the one who's making your results, then you will still be affected by what is happening around you. This material also, it helped my family, where I started working with them for them to achieve the results they're looking for. So this is a small background about me. Now, just to explain how we are going to run it through the 3 days. Today, we will be talking more about decision makings, but one thing I want to cover is about the goal and setting goals. Because if you want to make a decision, you should have clarity to what you want to achieve. And if there's time available, we'll have a Q&A. The major part of the Q&A will be in the last days, but I will address as we go. You can add your comments on the chat box. In addition, tomorrow we will be talking about persistence and attitude and the importance of persistence and attitude to help you to achieve whatever results you are looking for. And the last day, the third day, we will be focusing more on overcoming the fear, which is a major part for people not able to make decisions. We will walk you through the process, how you can understand how that fear is created, what are the causes, and how you can overcome it. And by the end, we will have a Q&A, plus I have a special offer for everyone attending this 3-day course. So without further ado, let's start. I will be sharing some slides as we go through it, and we will be stopping in between for any Q&A. So let me share my screen. All right, yeah. So now this is a premise I want and the basis for all what we are going to discuss today. And this is, you need to understand yourself before you start being able to make decisions, make changes in your life. There is an ancient belief that there is always something wrong with me. You know, when things doesn't work, immediately you start blaming yourself. Oh, there is something wrong with me, this is a false belief. And the fact is, there is nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. You're an excellent person. You are whole and perfect in learning and growing. You are only at a stage of growing to wholeness and perfection. So if things doesn't work, doesn't mean there is something wrong, but you need to see that you are evolving, you are growing to the wholeness and perfection. And lastly, you already have what it takes for you to grow. So don't worry, you have your highest God, your God highest creation. So you have all the talent and ability to make it happen for you. Before also want to start, I want to pull, I'll make a poll. I would like you really to answer. I'll give it 5 minutes, then we can continue. So let's launch that poll. Take your time. When I see most of you had already answered that one, then we can move to the next. Right. I think we are done with the poll. I will use the results in the coming days to cover most of the points I've been asking for. So to continue, now let's talk about goals. And let me ask you, what is your goal? And this is something you really need to think. Now, a question always I'm asking myself, and I ask everyone I meet, are my current goals make me excited and energized? So this is something you need always to ask yourself about your current goals. The second one, do my goals belong to me, or do they belong to somebody else? Because many times we're working for other people's goals rather than our goal. You can work maybe your partner, your wife, your spouse, your father, your mother, you know, and where you're not really doing anything for you. And the last question you would need to ask really, what do I really, really want? I know some people, maybe they don't really know what they want. And this is, I will show you an exercise that you can do today to help you to go through that exercise to reach to what you really want. Then we will move to the next decision makings. Now, Steve Ball, he is a vice president of sales. He said, God's gift to us is more talent and ability than we'll ever hope to use in our lifetime. Our gift to God is to develop as much of that talent and ability as we can in this lifetime. So you have unlimited potential. Nobody can tell you, no, you cannot do this, or you'll not be able to do that, or. You have unlimited potential. And to be grateful to God is to develop as much of that talent and ability as you can in this lifetime. Now, a key point to understand about goals. A goal is something you are going after that you've never done before. It is not something you already know how to do it. You buy a car, I want to buy another car. You have a house, I want to buy a house. You're switching jobs, the same thing, same level. So they're not much really challenging. No, this is not the goal. So the goal is something really, here we talk about, is designed to help you grow. It causes you to draw something from yourself that you didn't even know was there. And this is the nice part about goals. When you set up something you never thought about, you will see that as you're going through that journey, you start evolving and growing and finding more about yourself. Earlier, you thought, oh, I will not be able to do it. Now, it is important also to know, if you know how to reach your goal, you're not going to benefit from growth. Because if you know how to reach it, yeah, I have a car, I know how to buy a car, or I set a sales plan. Next year, we will do the same thing, maybe a 5% growth. So we know exactly how that process. And so there is not much really growth on a personal level. Now, your goal will inspire you, and it's going to have to come from inside. You will feel it from inside that this is really I want. And you wake up in the morning excited, energized, inspired to take actions. So this is something you need to understand about goals and the importance of goals. Now, here we're talking about 3 types of goals. We classify them. A-type goal is doing something you already know how to do. You have a car, you know how to buy another car. You have an apartment, a house, you know how to buy it. So there is no inspiration on that one. Now, the major is B-type goal, and this is what most organizations on individuals also bases what they think they can do, which is simply, we want to grow our sales, we want to grow our productivity in this department. Let's do a 5 to 10%. So We allocate, think about the resources, what is really required. We sometimes re-engineer it or be extensive in engineering that plan, and we come up with our AOP, our annual operating plan. So this is the B-type goal. Also, there's not much inspiration in that part. The C-type goal, which is your wants. What do you really want? Type C goals come from your fantasy and are originated through the effective use of your imagination. In a way, this is something you never thought you're going to do it. Let's say you're in a job, you want to open your own company. This is something you don't know how to do it. This is a C-type goal. Or you have a dream, something that you want to write a book, and you never wrote a book. You don't know how writing a book. This could be a C-type goal because you start evolving and finding yourself. And this is when we talk about using your imagination. For example, when I started working on this business, the first goal I had is, which was really crazy for me, is to write a book. I never thought, I don't know, I'm not good in English. I'm not, this is not my, native language, or I never wrote a big paragraph and so on. I don't know how people really write a book. And I took that challenge because this is what I was trying to see, how can I really evolve? And within those 10 months I've been working on it, I managed to get my first manuscript, that draft, for a book. I called it The Word is Within. I never thought I'd been able. And this is what you will start finding out, the fun about the journey. When you sit, you stretch really your goal. Now, I have an exercise. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes from you. And I want you to do as follows, because this is what you will come up at the end when you find out your goal. We want to use it how to help you to make a decision to start implementing and taking action. So type C goal are your wants. What do you really, really want? Now, attempting to think of how will either limit or destroy your fantasies. Just think of what you want, allow yourself to relax and let your imagination wander. What does that mean? Because many times we want to do things, we think immediately about how I'm going to do that. I don't have the money, I don't have the skills, I never did it before, blah, blah. So whenever you want to do something, oh, I want to be an international coach, for example, or a trainer. Yeah, but then if you want to think about the how you're going to achieve it, this will immediately kill that one and you put it aside. So this is what many people tried to do, and that they couldn't really set the higher goals for them. So what I want from you, simply imagine that you have all the talent, all the resources you have, and simply write what you want. Just put like a shopping list. List 10 things down that you really love to do. And at the end, from this shopping list of wants, select one that you want more than anything else. Just one thing. I will give you 5 minutes for this, then we will continue to the next session. So please grab a piece of paper, and if you're done with setting your goals, maybe you can put on the chat box so we can move to the next session. So I will let everyone maybe continue doing that after this meeting so we can carry on. But make sure you keep just one goal. One small advice, how would I say, about the goal. The goal, one of the great things you need to know, some people put financially independent, others they put want to go for the next level. If you can be more specific, that will be much better. Although it is a stretching goal, and it should be a stretching goal, but the more you are specific, the more it will help you. And this is, we will discuss in the coming days about how our mind is really functioning and working. If you said, for example, financially independent, it's an open, it could be 1,000 is a dollar, 100 dirhams, whatever the currency is for you. This is a financially freedom, and others might say a 10 million is a financial freedom. So the more specific you are, the more it will help you to start working towards your goal. But anyway, if anyone needs more details about what the right way to write the goals, we can, in a separate discussions, you can arrange a call with me, and I can guide you how to write the goals in the right way. Okay, now we want to move to the next section. This is about decision making, and this is one of the important habits. If people can really deliver, this will make a huge difference in their lives. They will become a true leader in their life. At the beginning, I will share a short video by my mentor, Bob Brockdale. Then we will carry on, but keep in mind always your goal. So let me just work the technical part here. Just a minute. All right, so I think this will work. Just a minute, let me overcome this technical part. All right, sorry. Yeah.
Here's one of the biggest challenges you face in regards to the principle of decision. It sounds like this.
I'm going to do this as soon as I get the money. I'm going to do this as soon as the kids finish school. I'm going to do this as soon as I get the promotion. One idea after another. The decision is not executed. Why is it that approximately 90 or 90-some% of the population stay there? Well, Hill found out through a survey of over 25,000 men and women who had experienced failure. They experienced it because of lack of decision. That was the major cause of their failure. They weren't making the decision because they couldn't see how it was going to happen. The people that were making the decisions, they didn't see how it was going to happen either. They just knew it would.
Do you know, anyone that has ever studied any of Napoleon Hill's work knows how important decision is.
He wrote an entire chapter on decision in Think and Grow Rich. Decision was one of the principles of success. Very, very important subject. A lot of people don't understand it. We don't teach it in school. You can go right through our educational system without ever learning how to make a decision. And strangely enough, parents wanting to protect their children make their decisions for them, sometimes right into adulthood. So the person never learns how to make a decision. Now, in the very first page of the decision chapter, Napoleon Hill pointed out very clearly that successful people all make decisions very fast, change them very slow, even when they change them at all. And he pointed out the people that have trouble with success make decisions very slow and then change them fast and often. There's something about decision we should understand, and I think it's brought right to the surface in the story of Henry Ford and his famous V8 engine. You see, when Ford decided that he was going to produce his famous V8 engine, he chose to build the engine, the whole 8 cylinders, in one block. He called all his engineers and he told them that he wanted them to lay out a plan on how this could be done. Write it all out for him. So the engineers did that. They come back and they told him, to a man, they all complete agreement, it was impossible. This could not be done. I loved Ford's response. He said, do it anyway. Now think of that. Here's a group of engineers. They've laid out the plan on putting 8 cylinders in one block. They said it was impossible. It couldn't be done. And Ford said, do it anyway. Now, why would he say that? Now, as the story goes, they went away and they worked on it and they come back, same conclusion. It couldn't be done. He said, do it anyway. Now, think about this for a moment. The engineers were employed by Ford. He was the one that was signing the checks. He said, do it anyway. Were they going to argue with the man? So it went away and they keep working on it. But you know, and I know, that he did put the 8 cylinders in one block. You see, the only prerequisite to making a decision is, do you want to? As you study and as you get into all of Napoleon Hill's work, you will know that all these great achievers, like Edison, like Ford, they built the image of what they wanted in their mind. They became totally relaxed. They got that image very clear in their mind. What they were really doing was turning it over to infinite intelligence. And infinite intelligence then would feed the answers back to them. Now, they may not have been able to articulate exactly what was happening. We're going way back 50, 75 years. Today, we know that. At least some of us know it. Not everyone knows it. When you go to make a decision, think of Ford and his 8 cylinders in one block. The wise ones couldn't be done. All the engineers couldn't be done. He said, do it anyway. You don't have to know how to make it happen. You just have to know you're going to make it happen. So when you make a decision, bang, that's it, and there's no going back. You don't change the decision. You may change the plan, which we'll talk about later, but not the decision. Be decisive. Make your decisions fast, change them very slow, if and when you change them at all. That is what Napoleon Hill found all the successful people did. You are on a program of success. You do it too.
The great decisions, which served as the foundation of civilization, were reached by assuming great risks, which often meant the possibility of death. Socrates' decision to drink the cup of poison rather than compromise his personal belief was a decision of courage. It turned time ahead 1,000 years and gave to people then unborn the right to freedom of thought and of speech. Get out your notebook, write decision in capitals at the top of the page, and then I'm going to use this principle of decision in the following way, and then finish that sentence in your notebook. Don't overthink it. Just tune into your own powerful intuition and record on paper what comes to you. Do it now.
Right. I hope you enjoyed that video. We'll continue now. But one of the great things when we talk about the goals, then you make decisions, Why we said you don't need to know the how? Because actually you don't need the how. The how will come after you make the decisions. And people who knows exactly what want to make a decisions because they really want it, they found the how later as they go. And there are many examples in our life when people make a decision, they really want something, their goal is really clear, they don't know how to going to do it, and this is where the fun part comes. Like Edmund Hillary, the first guy who went to the top of Mount Everest, he didn't know that how to get there. He never did it before. He doesn't know anything about it, but he really wanted. So he went in 1950. He failed. He went back again in 1951. Again, he had a terrible failure. And in 1952, he managed to get to the top. And at that point, he found out how anyone can make it. Before that, nobody knew it. But what was driving him is because he really wanted. So to continue our slides, discussion about the decision making. So now what Einstein said, and this is important to understand how we are handling our mind, that the intuitive mind is a sacred gift and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. What does Einstein says? I mean, we are all, or the major part of human beings, they're living from outside in. So they use their 5 senses. Based on that, they get it and take an actions and so on. And they consider it, yeah, this guy, he noticed, he has a good capabilities that he can do some things, but he's always getting input from inside, from the outside to try to analyze it. However, the sacred gift is not that part. It is what we call the mental muscles, which every one of us has. It's imagination, intuition, will, memory, reasoning, perception. And these mental muscles, we can discuss at a later stage how you can use these, but this is how you start staying in charge. You're getting the data from outside, and based on that, you start deciding what you need to do, what is my action plan, what is my goal, and what is my plans I want to take. And this is how you start switching the way how you make decisions and how you start taking actions. Like many people, one of their things that I take fast decisions, or I'm always controlled by the others. I'm just looking to what earlier shared with me, or overcoming fears or stage fears, and this can tell you that people are really working, living from outside in, where they need to start living the other way, and by using their mental muscles. Now, what Napoleon Hill, he said, and Bob highlighted, that there are 2 types of people. Because Napoleon Hill, in his book Think and Grow Rich, he studied 25,000 people, and he found out that most talented, successful people, they are from type A. Those who reach their decisions promptly and definitely know what they want and generally get it. So it starts with a goal. They know exactly what they want, and generally they get it because they really want it. And you can imagine when we said they really want it, it's like when you were a child, you like something from outside, and because you want it, you give all the reasons to convince, persuade your mother, father, parents, why you should have this thing. And you find every other way because to help, to persuade them to buy for you that toy or that shoes or that dress. And this is how it becomes when you want it. You don't think really the how. The how will come later. You will find a way, but initially that you want it. Now, the second type of people who fail to accumulate money, without exception, have the habit of reaching decisions, if at all very slowly, they procrastinate, they take their time to take decisions. And if of changing these decisions quickly and often, what happens with, after taking all the analysis, collecting data, refining a second plan, contingency plan, backup plan, blah, blah, then they take decisions, they took their time, and at the first challenge, they said, oh, forget it, this is not working, just this is a lousy goal, they give up. And this is what the type B goal. Now, I want to show you something which is really, look at it carefully while having in mind your goal, the one we decide that you want to achieve. And this will help you how you can really proceed and start acting on that goal from now. So now most of the people, they look on their current situations, their current results, and they want to achieve a goal. But all their thoughts is on the current situations. And they said, yeah, I want to achieve this, which is really good. I want to build my own company. I want to do it after 2 years. I want to be a trainer. I want to be a CEO. And I'm using all the answers I had from you. And this is what we always have. So we said, yes, I want to go for it. But what happens with most of us, because we are looking on our current status, what we have, we said, yeah, but the economy doesn't serve me. No, I want to take a decision. I want to do it. I want to establish my company. Yeah, but I don't have the money. So you make a decision for not going. Yeah, but I need to have it as soon as possible. Yeah, but I need to develop some skills and so on. So they end up between here and there in decisions. And at the end, what happens with most of them, because that their goal is not really burned and it's a burning desire for them, that goal after a while, like the decisions, they're not pushing for it, and that goal will go away with time and they forget, although it was like a wishful thinking. Why? Simply because your mind and thoughts are here. You're only looking at the current results and what you have and what you don't have. Now, the difference, this is not the right way of thinking to achieve what you want. Simply, it should be the other way. And where you have your goal, I want to set up my company, I want to be a global CEO, or I want to be for a multinational CEO, I want to earn 10 million, I want to be an international sales trainer, whatever. Their mind and thoughts must be focused on the same as they want. They need to start thinking in a different ways. They don't look on their current circumstances, but they start using their mental muscles, the one we had highlighted, and they take a committed decisions. And there's a difference between being a committed and being interested. Many of our dreams in a way that we are interested. When you are committed, that means there is no excuse, I'm going to make it happen. Just imagine like the small child, if he want to buy a dress, he want to buy a shoes, a toy, what he will do, he take a committed decisions then, and he start thinking in the different levels. And this is how those people do. They start using their mental muscles, creating what they want. They start using their thoughts, getting more ideas. They think and act like the person they want. You want to become a CEO. So he starts thinking like that CEO. Okay, I am at a vice president, or I am the CEO of the company. So how would I become that CEO? How does that CEO, he walks, talks, think, dress, meet, who are those people? And he starts thinking and acting like the person he wants. And this is where he starts using his mental muscles and creating the thoughts to help him to achieve the goal he wants. Now, the prerequisite, which is really for making any decisions, simply is want. Do you really, really want it? And this is the questions why some people, they are really reluctant. They're procrastinations, they're fearing, they're doubting, blah, blah, but they're not able really to overcome the first questions, and most important, have clarity on the goal and do they really want it. Once you have the want, then the plans will come to you. And this is why successful people make decisions so fast. Immediately they want it, immediately they act on it, and they know what they want. And this is the difference between the successful people and the major part of the whole population, where people are not achieving and they remain where they are. By this, I covered most of the points I want to cover. Now, I think we have another 15 minutes for questions. You can either write in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and feel free to ask any questions to assist you. Maybe I will highlight to what other people had asked. For example, one of the participant question was, I want to start my business after 2 years. The question, why 2 years? Why not now? So that means, in a way, you are looking mainly on the circumstances. You did not make the right decisions. You didn't get clarity on the goal. Then you start making decisions now, and then you will find the resources. I'm always telling this part because I always use it. When I wrote my book, I didn't know how to write that book, to be honest. But I found that it was a fun part really to find and enjoy how to find it. One time, always my mentor was saying me, you make the decisions, then you will find the resources. And I remember one time I want to buy a property in Dubai. And always my mentor said, you have to take decisions, then you will find the money. And at that point, I didn't have the money. But I said, I will follow what Bob is telling me because I have a strong faith in what he is telling me. So the moment I decided, when I decided I want to buy a property, I did not have money in my bank account. I started looking around, going through my goal to find the properties. I started visiting, looking. As I go, then more ideas will start generating where I can get the money. What are the resources that because I wasn't thinking about that goal, I overlooked about. So this is how, when you want to make a decision. And one also thing I recall, different topics, one of the great habits, if you can create, is what we call the advanced decision. What does it mean, advanced decision? That if someone asks you something, you immediately know the answer because you are prepared. Like people who is on a diet, they're going for reduce their weight. They already took certain decisions, standard in their life. So anyone will serve them some dessert, sweets, immediately he will say no. So without thinking much, because he already prepared that decision. It's like when you, for example, you want to prepare for a vacation, what you do, you take an advanced decision by making a booking for the hotel, for the flights, although the things will happen maybe after 2 months. But this is what we call the advanced decisions. This is something also you can prepare and work on it, developing. Anyone like to ask any question? Okay, maybe I have one of the things Saad mentioned earlier, that about conflict resolution or resolving conflicts. Resolving conflicts, it comes with what we call about using your mental muscles, which is the perception mental muscles. And those mental muscles, in the program I'm coaching for people thinking into results, we have one full lesson talking about how to stay in charge no matter of the circumstances, and explain how you can use and develop those 6 mental muscles we all have. So like perception, normally what happens with the resolve the conflicts? Conflicts is a different views of the same situation, where you are looking for the thing in the different angle, where the other person is looking for a different. And this is how you start using your mental muscles in a way how to start looking and putting yourself in the other person's shoes and position, and the same way. So this is part of using it. Now, if there's more about the resolve conflicts, it could be sometimes comes with your self-image, and this is not going to cover, unfortunately, during this master class, but this is something we elaborate more about, building the right self-image. Sometimes you feel threatened, and that feel threatened could be a reason why you immediately react without thinking or without analyzing the situations. Okay, I have Sanjita. She said, all right, can you tell us the different types of the goals? Like some goals are personal, some are professional, some are social. How do we prioritize? Okay, now normally when you set the goals, you need to work on 2 goals, one professional and one personal. The best way to start working on these is to put those shopping lists, like with the exercise we give. Once you select ones, you will find out that sometimes one goal covers all the other aspects. Like, for example, I want to live a decent life. I want to have a bigger network with the people. This is, let's say, my shopping list. I want to have a $1 million in my bank account. I want to grow my business, blah, blah. So you put all these things that you really want. And could be one answer that, hey, having my own company that will generate that 1 million, it will put me on a different levels of people to network with and be socialized, where I can always, because I established the monthly income I want to have in a way. So it is sometimes one goal that can covers all those sub goals. Okay, I hope I answer you, Sanjita. If you have any additional, just feel free to ask more. Or okay, thanks a lot. Now, Atish is asking, how do we shift our attention to mental muscles? It's simply a practice. And one of the great practice that you start seeing simply, rather than monitoring, because we need to understand how the mind and the body are working. I did not cover it. Maybe in the next few days we will cover it. Because your thoughts, whatever that thoughts you have in your mind, it's creating the vibration you are feeling. In a way, if you're thinking negative thoughts, that means you're feeling depressed, and you can see you're down. Where you're thinking positive thoughts, you will get a positive vibration. So rather than monitoring what is my thoughts, just watch your vibration. If you're not feeling good, immediately switch it. Don't think much why I'm not feeling good. Simply, you are entertaining a wrong idea and thoughts. Immediately switch it to a good one, a positive one. And it could be a small thing that you can look. Maybe there's a flower in front of you, or a glass of water, or the garden outside. You just immediately switch it in order really to help you to start focusing more on the positive. The other thing regarding the mental muscles, these are practices, because each mental muscles it's like needs certain exercise. Where we have a different detail for each one, like imagination, reasoning, how are the tools we are using for people to develop. But again, these are need some exercise. And normally in the Thinking into Results program, I'm coaching, I'm elaborating more the details about the tools that you can use to develop those mental muscles. Okay, if there is no more question, thanks again for people who attended. So I want to thank Tawfiq, Sankran, Sanjita, Said, and Said, John, and Ati, and Praveen. So thank you all, and looking forward to talk to you tomorrow in our day 2. Thanks again, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.